The inquiry, the Royal Commission into the Catholic Church and well, in the priests and the handling of the Catholic Church in Ballarat, that as a Catholic yourself, how do you react to that?
Well, I've never been one to, be a spokesman on behalf of Catholics, because I doubt that very many would regard me as a particularly good Catholic, given many of the views I've taken over time. But I still regard myself as a person of faith and a person that has, my own values. But again, I don't talk about these issues very often. But I tell you what, I think that there are a lot of Catholics who are sick and tired of our church, the church, operating like one of the worst insurance companies anywhere, denying claims, refusing to acknowledge things, having to be dragged almost to deal with some of these issues. The time has come for some compassion. The time has come for contrition. The time has come for an acknowledgement that the wrong thing was done and the response to it was just as evil. That's what we must deal with now, lest people will completely lose confidence. I don't think anyone who is asked to appear at the Royal Commission should. But there are some people, Neil, that shouldn't need to be asked. They should be there on the steps of that Royal Commission.
You're referring to George Bell?
Well, I think there are many leaders in the church that shouldn't need to be asked to be there. They should be there, and they should do everything they can to show the compassion and contrition that is absolutely required, and to do whatever can be done to make good. And that'll be incredibly difficult with so many of these cases. This damage can't be undone. But the least we can do, all of us, is to do everything possible to support those who are victims and who live with the tragedy of the abuse that they were subjected to. And I've got to say as well, now that I've started, as I said, I don't often speak on these subjects, but I think they're at the front of a lot of people's minds as we see these terrible stories unfold. For some of these predators to still be members of religious orders is, I think, just wrong. And leadership in the church would be to have those people nowhere near the church, because they don't represent goodness, they don't represent kindness, they don't represent any belief system that any reasonable person could sign up to.
And you don't feel the church has done enough to redress it now? I mean, we're talking a lot of what we're talking about is history, but do you feel...
No, it is. It is history, but I think...
Do you feel the church has done enough yet?
Well, what I know is that many people who live with the trauma, the pain, the anguish of this abuse don't have any confidence and don't feel that they've been taken seriously. They don't feel that they've been properly provided for. We made commitments, and I give credit. I give credit to the previous Liberal state government. The Betrayal of Trust report was very important, and they should be proud of the leadership that they showed, Ted Bayou particularly. But we made commitments to implement those recommendations, and we're going to get on and do that. What I think is important is, yes, be focused on the future, but you can't move to that focus on the future unless you're prepared to deal with the past respectfully, compassionately, honestly. And that's what's been missing here.